Want to know my Super Rugby team of the season? Check out this video. Welcome back to Skinny Boo Rugby, guys. So Super Rugby is finally over and I decided to make my team of the season video. I actually picked two teams. It's a little bit too difficult just to pick one. There has been so many standout performances this whole season. So where do I get the players that stood out? If you've been with the channel for a while, you've seen I've made 21 Dream Team videos and 21 Fantasy Team videos as well. So I have researched basically every week who stood out in that weekly games. Next to me you'll see a couple of players that stood out this season. Remember, it is a fantasy team, so you just get props. You don't get a tight end and a loose head. You get your loose forwards, not your flankers and number 8. You get just normal centers and outside backs. So next to me there's quite a list of players I've assembled throughout the weeks that has passed, and you'll see it's quite a lot of players. So in most cases where I picked a player for its position, I picked based on if this player was in my dream team or fantasy team a lot. But in some cases it was difficult because in positions like fullback I didn't pick a lot of fullbacks. Usually I picked wingers. So you'll see there's just a few choices there, as well as you can see down below or next to me. Or I went with my player of the year videos, which I will link up here if you want to check that out as well. I hope I didn't omit any big names. I'm sorry if I did. There might be a couple of spelling mistakes as well. I'm sorry about that. I did double check though. So just a couple of more seconds for you to look at the list of players next to me. Please consider subscribing if you have not yet. Check out the Facebook page, and down below you'll find the Super Brew links for the Rugby Championship competitions that is going to start in 2 weeks from now. Please join that as well. Let's get into my two teams. So for team number 1 at prop, I went with Gqoboka. He had a standout season for the Bulls, and he's one of the props that has been in my dream team the most. Then Alan Alaalatoa for the Brumbies. He had a great season, and his teammate at hooker, Falau Fahinga, I mean, he scored 12 tries for a hooker. That is amazing stats. Then lock Scott Barrett. Unfortunately, he ended the season off with an injury. He's going to miss 2 games, I think, in the Rugby Championship, but then he'll be back as well. And he's also a regular player in my dream teams. The other lock, Petty, he's just so secure at lineouts, and he will be important for the Argentinians coming up for the rest of the year. The loose forward, Matera, he's so influential for the Jaguares, and he proved that by having a man of the match performance in the final. Ardie Savea from the Hurricanes, he's one of the best players in this season. He just had such an amazing season behind his back. Duane Vermeulen, what a great first season at the Bulls for him. Scrum half, Weber, it's a season he won't forget. He actually got a call up to get into a higher ranking and into the All Black spots. Mahunga from the Crusaders, I think it's right to say if the Crusaders did not have him on their team, they would not have come so far this season. Laumape for the Hurricanes, another amazing season from him. Karevi, what a great leader for the Reds in his last season at the club. Sevu Reece, I mean, he's the top try scorer in the competition. I can't leave him out. Masirewa from the Sunwolves, he's probably one of the only standout players in that Sunwolves team. Melani Nanai on fullback, like I said, it is a difficult position to pick, but I went with him. He had a great season for the Blues. Then team number 2, or you can probably call them my second choice team. Just to let you know, I considered a few other names as well. At prop, Michael Alaalatoa, he's been great even though he ended off the season on the bench for the Crusaders. Sadi from the Lions, he was actually on loan at the Lions from the Stormers, and the Stormers reportedly wanted 2 million rand for him to join the Lions on a full-time basis next season, but they actually just tried to give the Stormers 600,000, so they did deny that. That 2 million figure, that's just proof of the potential in this player. Hooker Creevy, he's just a turnover king from Argentina. Rory Arnold from the Brumbies, what a season he had. Himopa from the Highlanders, I had to pick him. He had a great season for them and he had very strong carries in each game. Michael Hooper from the Waratahs, he's the captain of that team and he just puts his body on the line every single week. Kwagga Smith, another guy that puts his body to the line each week. This former Blitzboks star really had a good season and hopefully he's going to carry that over into the Springboks. Dan de Preer from the Sharks, unfortunately he missed his call up to the Springboks with a rib fracture. Hopefully he can recover soon because he had a great season. Then another South African, Herschel Jantjies, probably the only Stormer player that actually stood out far above the others. I am a Stormers fan, like you may know if you've been with me for a while, but I had no idea who he was in the start of the season, and now he's one of my favorite players and he did get a call up to the Springboks. Andre Pollard for the Bulls is the top scorer in the competition. I had to pick him. Inside center, Nonu, I think he had a great season. Many people will maybe disagree with me, but what other number 12 has been really standing out in the season on a consistent basis? Outside center, Orlando, he had an awesome season as well, especially here at the end, he scored a lot of tries. Karabetti from the Rebels, he had a poor start to the season, but he really turned things around with a great few runs in every game. Then Moyano from the Jaguares, he also missed a couple of weeks with injury, but it is good to see he actually got back and played a couple of games now at the end. Havili from the Crusaders, he kept out the rising star Jordan from the team, so he had to be really good to keep that guy out. You would feel very unfortunate not to make that All Black side. Here's the two teams if they had to face off against one another. My favorite would probably be Team 1 to win this game. Maybe you have another opinion, let me know about that. Or if you would have changed anyone from this team, or if I maybe forgot someone, mention them to me in the comment. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Remember to subscribe if you like my content, and then I'll see you guys later this week. Cheers.